Hello friends, welcome back. BigDenoPlays, Kingdom Death. It's time for level 3 Atlas. It's time for LY28 and it's time for us to do some crazy shit. We find ourselves at this juncture with 3 collective cognition earned this lantern year, thanks to defeating a level 3 king for the 3rd time, which means we are in a grand feast. We will use a face painting roll, knowing that we still have sacrifice and shrine that we have spent our money on, and we have already rolled our storytelling roll. So we're going to do a face painting and we're going to try and make some babies. So here is our first face painting roll. It's a 4, so that is a successful face painting attempt. We will attempt to face paint again. And that is a lantern 10. So we have 2 successful face painting, which means we are A-OK on survivors when we give birth to them. We will now attempt to give birth, and let's have a look at the survivors intimacy table. We have multiple love juices in this instance that we can and will be using very shortly. Intimacy, here it is. It's a wonderful time. And so we have innovated bed and we have innovated hovel. As you can see, well fed, we add +1 and we have a grand feast. So we'll roll 2 dice for our first love juice. We have 3 love juices. 1, 2, 3. We're going to give some birth. So there's +3 to this roll. We have a 1 which goes to a 4, so a grand feast. We gain 1 population, they gain +1 strength, and they gain a Lumi. This will be, so we're into spells now. So we'll go ridiculous. Oh no, I wanted to do Fenrir Graver. No, we'll do ridiculous. Ridiculous. That is a male name, if I've ever heard one. The parents of this will be, oh look, good work Scribe, you've changed this functionality, that's wonderful. Neville's got destroyed genitals, he can't be, so it'll be Aloha Mora, and it'll be Rowena. Will inherit the axe. We'll also gain +1 strength, and we don't have a Lumi, but we do gain an insight roll. And so the insight roll that we roll is a 2. And I believe that is, if you innovate this lantern year, you gain a bonus, which is not very helpful. Or maybe it's just you can re-roll a failed endeavour roll this year. Insight. Insight. Settlement phase. If you innovate this phase, draw +1 card. No good. Our second intimacy roll. We do have to draw some stuff, but I'll tell you about that in a second. An 8, which goes to an 11. Gain 2 population. Name the note. Yep, wonderful. And if we have a grand feast, each child gains a knowledge from among the cards that we have drawn. So, Fenrir Greyback will be one of these 2 newborn survivors. And we're just going to have the same parents. Aloha Mora. Rowena. They are partners, so they have to have intimacy with each other, by the way. Sword. Fenrir Greyback. Hopefully that name has given you some sort of indication as to what the plan is. Great. And then who's another survivor that we can name? We'll take a female. I don't know any good females that are left in things that I haven't used. Narcissa I've used. Bellatrix I've used. Pansy I've used. Parvati Patil, there you go, Parvati. Great. So we will draw some knowledge cards for these champions because each gains a knowledge from among the cards drawn. Now, the forum has cards that are already out, so I'm not sure if we are forced to put those back in. My guess is no. So 1, 2, 3, don't want that one. 4, oh, that one's nice. 5. I will take Story of the Four Hands on Fenrir. On Fenrir? Ooh. Interesting. Where's Fenrir? Come here, buddy. Fenrir Greyback. What one do we take? Do we take Story of the Four Hands or do we take Sculptor's Apprentice? When you critically wound, gain a rank. I think we'll take Sculptor's Apprentice on Fenrir. And we'll take Story of the Four Hands on someone else. On our other chick. So yes, we are going to go for some crazy shit. Story of the Four Hands. Wonderful. So those go back into the knowledge deck. We have one more birth to do. I didn't roll on either of their insights, so a 1, gain +1 card, and a 9. On an insight roll, a 9. Let's say this one was Fenrir. I think that's +1 evasion. +1 permanent accuracy. Doesn't really matter who I do. Fenrir is going to get it. It's good times, it's good times. All right, Fenrir, you get +1 accuracy, my guy. Boom. Great. Our last birth from the thing is a 3, which turns into a 6, which is gain a population, and the newborn gains a knowledge from one of their parents. So that one's fine. So who will this be? This can be a female, this can be Lumos. I had a fun experience a few years ago when I tried to name as many Harry Potter spells as I could remember. I think I got to about 30 and I was like, fuck, that's got to be pretty good, right? 30's a lot. Anyway, it's 120, so I didn't even get a quarter of the way. The parents gain 10 survival, which is irrelevant. We gain a knowledge from our parents. Okay, Lumos, you can have a knowledge from your parents, and so the knowledge that you can have is either Guardian or Tenacity, or Unyielding or All for One, or Combat Conviction. Unyielding is very, very strong. I think we'll take Unyielding on Lumos. Great, and that is all of the children we shall give birth to. And now we'll go over to the forum, and I will show you the forum situation. So the forum allows us to share some knowledge, but it also allows us to play group philosophy focus, chooses one from the deck. We can spend 4 Lumi, to allow Fenrir to choose homicidalism. So we will do that. Fenrir Greyback is going to be a homicidalist. And he's a murderer. We'll spend the 4 in a second, but let's just have a look at what he does. Fenrir, you loose cannon. Okay, so we spend 4 Lumi. We have Lumi everywhere, but let's spend it on someone who sucks. So Flitwick. 1, 2, 3. Flitwick's actually not that bad, but spend it on someone who actually sucks. Petunia. 4. Great, so that's the 4. So we've paid for our Lumi, so now we do our level up roll for Fenrir Greyback. He rolls a 9. He's going to kill Petunia for that. How dare you do that, Petunia? How dare you help me? How dare you, Petunia? Fenrir gains 1 luck. And he gets a knowledge of his choice from the deck. And so that's pretty good. I think the one I wanted was Limit Break, wasn't it? Limit Break? Razor's Edge? No, I don't think we're going to go Razor's Edge. Or maybe we go for that other one. High Roller. He'll take High Roller. High Roller. Done. Oh, this played so good. Okay, so we've got 3 other survivors who now need to flip out some philosophies. We can only do that, choose one once per year. We don't have any retired survivors, so Ancient Wisdom becomes relevant. We can use Philosophy Lecture to draw 3 cards to choose from. We have plenty of Lumi, so let's do that. No, we won't worry. We don't need to. So, Regalism or Optimism. We will take Regalism on... Who are we after? Lumos. Regalism. Regalism is quite fun. She will definitely not have the most strength. She will be able to depart fine. Regalism. She rolls a 9 on Regalism. She gets a Lumi and she gains 1 accuracy and 3 insanity. Lumos. I can see better in the dark. Accuracy is a great option. Good. The next survivor who will draw is Ridiculous. No, Parvati. Dreamism and Optimism. I think we'll take Dreamism on Parvati. With a bit of Guardian, if you don't mind. I think you can get a luck on this first roll for Dreamism. Oh, when you ponder Dreamism, if the settlement has a gaming gazebo location, a vacancy disrupt your thoughts. Proceed to the divergent settlement location. Does gaining a thing result in pondering? What is the gaming gazebo? Rank 1. Well, this is rank 1. So yeah, so we would be pondering Dreamism. So you dream of returning across a dusty plain. Gain a knowledge from a returning survivor. That's nice. quite want limit break actually. Unyielding 2. Great. And finally, ridiculous. Our last one gains facism. I don't really want facism. Impermanism. Ridiculous gains impermanism. And impermanism. All right, friends, unfortunately my microphone dropped out here, so I'm just going to very quickly explain what's been happening. We have dealt out 4 knowledge cards. I'm not going to buy any of those knowledge cards for any of our new survivors. We are going to depart for a showdown. Fenrir is going to take a few items into the showdown as the scout. He's going to take the Death King Greaves. He's going to take the Death King Plate Mail. He's going to take the Royal Shield, and he's going to take the Death King Helm. So he cannot be knocked down. He cannot. He's unlikely to take damage, and we will be able to interrupt the showdown, the Atlas's first AI card, and that will allow us to set up for what I'm calling Operation Werewolf for Fenrir Greyback. So we've taken some absolute rubbish survivors into the showdown. We're taking luck because he's actually got a +1 luck. We're taking other survivors with some basic stat upgrades and no rerolls. And they're all about to be sacrificed to the great Fenrir Greyback to help him improve his stats thanks to Dark Impulse and Homicidalism. Now the reason that I can do this is Atlas has very limited negative outcomes for what will happen in the showdown. So the outcome for defeat is -1 population. And as you can see, I'm very excited about this. What an idiot you are, Deno. I don't normally watch my own face when I do these when I edit these together, but what an idiot you are. Anyway, there's Dark Impulse, and what we're able to do is Logistics of Death. And Logistics of Death says that at the end of the showdown, at a point in the showdown, if there is only the scout left, you can trigger Logistics of Death. When you're facing off against a Nemesis monster, you have the recovery team, and they will allow you to go and hunt all of your equipment back with some potential risk to that through Logistics of Death. And Atlas, the outcomes of defeat, as I said, is lose 1 survivor. So it's a glorious plan for us to murder everyone and create a super survivor. And what's even better is he doesn't have to be a returning survivor and ponder. So here's Atlas. He's all ready to go. We start the showdown. Fenrir's been given 2 insanity. At the start of the showdown, we draw 1 random card. It's a 4-inch draw. He takes some brain damage, 3, which doesn't trigger a trauma roll. I don't care what happens to anyone else because at this moment, all of them stand up thanks to Fist and Tooth proficiency. They all run around Fenrir Greyback and he murders them all. He just kills them all. And I was able to interrupt Atlas's AI card thanks to using the Death King Greaves and flashing the King's Coin. So this is me working through all of the stats that Fenrir is going to get. He picks himself up 1 luck from murdering luck and 1 evasion. From Salazar and his dismembered leg, he picks up 3 accuracy, 5 strength and 4 evasion, which is pretty good. That's good times. And then from Sybil, he gets 241, and then from the others, he gets their positive stats. You do not get negative stats from doing this. You only get positive attributes. Fenrir is walking into the last few battles as an absolute weapon. Operation Werewolf. I love it. If we wanted to do Operation Werewolf, we would be able to get many, many, many more survivors doing exactly the same thing. But I don't believe we need to. We have enough survivors. So here is the Atlas defeat. There he is. And that is lose one population. It's a baby. So they're our lowest hunt XP. Atlas has stolen Luna from our settlement. Off she goes. And there is no other benefits to finishing that showdown. We don't get to do any of the other things. All we have to do now is flip. I'm very much enjoying this process, as you can see. All we have to do now is flip ourselves to Logistics of Death. And we have to do this roll on Logistics of Death. So we have a lifetime reroll up our sleeve here. The only outcome that results in us losing gear is a 1 or a 2. So important roll. We roll a 4. That means everyone's gear is returned and we do not lose any gear from the settlement, which is a great outcome for all involved. If we had to, that was me rolling how many pieces of gear we would have had to have lost at random, which would have been 18. So it would have been some significant gear loss there. But it's a decent chance with a lifetime reroll. We're just reviewing homicidalism. You do not have to do a body count check unless you are a returning survivor when you ponder. So he does not, the settlement doesn't know anything about what happened. They just think he bravely brought everyone back. And that is it. And I realise my audio is a problem at this point and it is about to sink back in. And here you go. The audio for a second there. I'm not sure how long that was for, but it wasn't a lot of stuff happening that was interesting. I can always go and re-record the audio for this. Nickname, settlement event, no homicidalism. Great times. Great time to be alive. How many things we got? We got 2 less than this. Yeah, great. 13 endeavours. I mean, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the intent of homicidalism is. I'm not sure that what I just did is the intent of this situation. But by golly, that was a lot of fun. And we've now got Fenrir Greyback, the super survivor. So here's the cards that are on offer at the forum this year. Fenrir is a returning survivor, so he gains 2 Lumi, which is great. So we've got 1 meat shield, not going to use it. 2 Razor's Edge now. That's got some potential. 3 Find the Castle. I love that. 4 Sword and Shield style. Fenrir is our only returning survivor, so he gains 2 Lumi. Luck makes it back to the settlement and kills someone else. Moaning Myrtle. It's a real shame. Don't know if I already did that, but we're okay. We're okay if it happened. We've got 12 survivors left in our settlement. One of them's Luck. We don't care about him. We've got a couple of cheapies that we might send out in this next hunt. We almost certainly will not send out Fenrir. No, we could send out Fenrir because he's not pondering again for 4 hunt XP, so the likelihood that our settlement kills him is minimal. I feel great about this decision. I feel really good about this decision. We've got an absolute jet of a survivor ready to roll. So we don't need to do a. We we don't need to do anything right now. I think we're ready for the final showdown with the hand. We could potentially go hunt another king. I don't think I'm going to hunt another king. I think I'm just going to go into the last showdown and, well, I'm going to do this Lantern Year 29. Maybe we will, what could we test ourselves against? Maybe we go hunt the Beast of Sorrow, actually. That could be fun, because I think we've got him, thanks to the, what's the name of that thing? Yeah, that we drew the, we drew the hunt event that allows us to do Beast of Sorrow. Settlement event. He's not much of a challenge though, the Beast of Sorrow. Fight another level 3 Croc. Fight another level 3 Smog Singers. We fought a level 3 King. So look, I think we might just play the Beast of Sorrow and have it pull the white line out for a bit. Haven't played him for a while, and yeah, have a bit of fun with that. So we'll take out Fenrir. He's going to murder the lion. Murder. And I don't know if there's anyone else we need to take out. Rowena. Yeah, we'll take out Rowena so she can get another level up. We'll take out Rowena's girlfriend, which is Alohomora. So they can both have a great time. Who do I want to level up weapon proficiencies? Dobby. Dobby's permanently hushed. Awesome. And then for our scout, let's choose Dolores as our scout and see if we can get her axe proficiency. We'll spend an organ, of which we have many, for Dolores' 1 axe proficiency, and then she's just got to do a wound with an axe in the showdown. That'll do, friends. That'll do for this Lantern Year. Probably the shortest episode I'll record of Kingdom Death, actually. Do I feel like it was a disservice to the big fella? I do. Have I enjoyed your showdowns? I have. But there's always next campaign for me to play you in level 3 and see if we can actually win. It's just too much fun to have done what I've done. That's it. I'll catch you in the next Lantern Year. Big Deno out.